Hello viewer, welcome back to 54A. As you can see, I've been busy on the bandsaw. I've been very generously given a couple of big lumps of yew, and this is just one of them. And I've been cutting all these sort of gnarly bits off. Big pile of them here, bit of twig and oh dear, to get some sort of shape on it. There's a long way to go, but I've had a bit of an idea what to do with it, and I'm going to try and make a little stemmed dish. Now then, I've only got 6.5, 7. I'll probably end up with something about 5 inches, maybe 5.5 inches in diameter, and a little stem on it and a base. There's going to be a lot of work involved here, and first of all I've got to get it between centres and try and get some sort of tenon on one end so I can get at least one end of it in a nice safe chuck. It's going to be a lot of work, some very sharp tools needed, and I'm probably going to have to set the camera up on a tripod. Otherwise my usual camera mounting is just going to shake itself to death. So I'll get set up and we'll take it from there. Right, I've got it in between centres, pretty well balanced, but of course it's really vibrating a lot, so I hope you can see what I'm doing from there. It's about the best angle I can get at the moment. So I'm going to try and get some of this off, just this end first. That's very important. Well, made a real great impression on that. Took a tiny bit off there, there, but already it feels a lot better. I'm just going to move the tool rest in a little bit. Keep it as close as I possibly can. And every now and again just tighten up the tailstock just to make sure nothing's going to come loose. It's going to take some time, and a very sharp tool. Already I've got to go and touch that up. Yeah, at the moment I'm concentrating on getting rid of this big lump here where a branch came out, and that's proving to be in the way, so I'm getting rid of this, and it feels a lot better once that's out of the way. That's better, that's gone now. As you could probably see, I was finding it a lot easier to get once I was past there. A long way to go, and bark flying off all over the place, which is another good reason to wear a head shield, face mask. Keep checking everything's nice and tight. Keep checking your tool rest, see if you can move it in a little bit more. Keep it as close as you can. And I'm slowly but surely working my way up, so we'll get there. Got rid of the big bit that was sticking out right on the end here, and there. It's funny because when the thing's spinning round and you think, oh, now I've hit the sweet spot, it must be nearly round by now, and then you stop and you look at it and you think, it's nowhere near, long way to go yet. But it's getting easier as we go along. But I'm going to have a little break now. Cup of coffee's just arrived, and put my second pair of brown trousers on. That's better. You can probably see I'm hitting the sweet spot a lot better now, and I've managed to get the tool at a proper angle, so I'm riding the bevel and getting a nice cut on it now. I think the worst's over with, but a long way to go yet. Yeah, getting a nice cut on it now, where it's actually hitting anyway. Right, that's the worst over with, and I'm just going to carry on now, as you've seen. And I don't know if you noticed the actual angle of the tool. I don't know if you can pick it up there. I'm on the centre line. I'm tilting it down and I'm rubbing the bevel across. I'm starting to get a nice cut now. I'll see you later. We've just taken it down with the parting tool to where I'm getting a complete cut. So that's how much I've got to take off, basically. So I don't want any of this stuff showing. It's going to be quite a smooth thing, not a natural looking piece at all. So at least I know I've got to take quite a bit of wood off yet. At least every cut I make now, it's getting more balanced, so I might even be able to get the camera rig set up in about 10 minutes. Now to get a nice big tenon. In the end, got it in the chuck, and feels a lot better now. I'm always happier when it's secure in the chuck. So now I can turn the speed up a little bit, not too much, but a little bit faster than what I have been doing. Got the tailstock up still for some support. That is a heck of a lot better. In fact, I'm getting some nice cuts with this old roughing out now. Quick thing I've noticed with one of these lathes, like so, where you've got the speed adjustment lever. Now it does say when you first buy the lathe if you're running at some speed, knock the speed right back down again before you switch off. Now when you think about it, it's quite a safe thing to do, but then when you switch back on again, it's not going to suddenly kick in at 1500, 2000 revs, whatever you've been running at. Something could easily fly off. So just for safety, it's always best to knock it back. It doesn't take a second, then switch it off. And when you switch it back on again, you're only going at minimum revs and there's less chance of an accident. I've noticed a lot of people, it's up to them, you know, it's just what I think is right. They don't bother, they leave it on the fast speed. Switch it back on again, it kicks straight in at the fast speed. Anything could happen, couldn't it? But say, it's up to you. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of advice. Right now, as you can see, I'm starting to shape it now. Still bits in it, so I know I've got to go down quite a way yet. But I'm getting a nice cut now, and I'm still using the roughing gouge. Take a lot of wood out at once. I'm just trying to determine the rough shape of the bowl now. I was still going to take this lot out, but at least I've got an idea of where to go to. Yeah, I think that'll be deep enough. Nice crack up here in there. I hope it's not too deep. I'm just going to take this down to smooth now, get rid of this, these little bits and pieces. Might just try a scraper. A good sharp scraper will take a lot of wood off. Not too bad at all, that. Took more off than I thought. Oh yeah, nearly got rid of them. I'm going to have to address that crack though. Just one or two little bits to go. Might leave them, but I doubt it. I think I'll take a bit more off. But now I can determine the shape. I didn't have an idea of what shape I wanted it really. But as I've just been scraping away there, and I thought, well, that doesn't look too bad. I might change my mind again, you know what I'm like, but still, it's a good start. Right, I've just started a bit of hollowing out. I was actually recording it, and then I realised the camera had sort of slid away. So I've clamped it in position now. But I've just started hollowing out. Nothing special. It's not the easiest to do, going across the grain, but I'll get there using various tools. Most of which are on the floor. That doesn't seem like a bad little tool. It's a little round carbide cutter. I'm just going to put my extractor on now. I'm leaving this central post in, as you can see, just for that extra bit of support. It's quite a big chunk of wood, this is, and it's still very heavy. I've took nothing out of the centre yet, but yep, not too bad. Little crack there. I'll carry on and see what happens. You can see the amount of dust coming off this. This is why the respirator mask is so important, especially when you're using yew. It is lethal stuff. This dust gets everywhere. And I've got a long way to go yet, so back on with the mask. Right, and just putting some inside, some finishing cuts on the inside of the bowl now. It's as deep as I want to go. I'm just going over with the little carbide scraper. Got my curved tool resting to keep it nice and close. I'm just doing some very gentle cuts. There's one or two tiny little ridges in there I've got to get rid of. I'm going to sand the inside of the bowl before I go any further. Okay, I've got the bowl sanded down to 400. I then give it a good whacking of Yorkshire grit, and now I'm going to give it some Hampshire Sheen Original. The reason I'm doing that is I think certain woods should shine and certain woods should just have this nice sheen about it, and I think this one, I don't want it too glossy. I just want a nice sheen on it. I usually like glossy, but I think this piece of wood just calls for a bit be a bit toned down, if you know what I mean. Right, just let that dry for a minute or two. Now I've got a nice clean bit of paper towel and just give it a buff up. And I think that will do nicely. When you're polishing it up, or any polish, just a gentle pressure, that's all you want. You don't want to press too hard, it's going to take all the polish off again. Just a gentle pressure with your fingers to buff the actual polish up. Right, now I've got to get on with the outside of it. Should be quite fun. I'll get set up. Where the base is going to be down quite a bit yet. I will actually cut it off a bit shorter than that, but I want to make some sense of the base first. Still a way to go because I want to get rid of this chunk of bark if possible. Right, let's give me some idea of what I want to do. So I'm going to take this quite a bit thinner now. Well, I think I'm pretty happy with that now. Just a tiny little bit to take off the shoulder of that bead. And you know what they say, when you're happy with something, stop. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. And start sanding it down. There's quite a lump there where a branch was coming out of it. But that's you for you. You never know what you're going to get. I'm going to leave that little bit of bark on there. Hang on. Leave that on there. I don't want to take the base down any further. Right, I'm going to get on with the sanding now. Right, I've sanded it down to 400. Put some sanding sealant on it. Now I'm going to apply some Yorkshire grit. And then I'll polish it. So I'll see you later. By the way, follow the instructions on the tin. There's still people using this stuff wrong, and if you follow the instructions on the tin, you can't go far wrong with it. Beware of imitations. Same goes with the polish. I think that'll do nicely. I'll get it parted off and show you the finished item. Well, there it is. It came out different to what I had in my head, but I'm really pleased with that. I'm glad I put the couple of little beads on as well. I think that just sets it off. But this it's so, you never know what you're going to get with it. It's brilliant. There's some lovely grain in there. It just goes really white here where that bark is. All these little specks where the branches were. It's just amazing wood. I'm very grateful to George who gave me this piece and another piece, and I don't mind if anybody wants to give me any wood. I've got quite a lot of yew and I love the stuff, and I might do a little series on yew, 5 or 6 different items maybe. We'll see. I'll have to sort out my stock and see how it goes, but there's the finished item, viewer, and I'm chuffed to bits with that. So there you go, another item all done and dusted. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you very soon for the next one. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Bye for now.